wants to answer it, just come right over here. If not, then I'll just start bullshitting, I guess. Well, all right. Stephanie, what does shit dang mean?
I will never tell.
All right. Okay, the next one. What are the biggest challenges for national brands selling in the Dallas market?
Well, hello again, everybody. So I'd say one of the biggest things that we face being a regional brand, we are not quite national, is that locality is key. Like, look at this amazing panel of awesome local women in the beer world. Now how do we make an impression on you guys? We're really working on trying to stay innovative, making sure that we as a brewery teach consumers everything that you can possibly know about not only Odell brewing, but craft brewing in general. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Caitlyn. All right, our next question. When deciding which styles to brew, how important is it to follow trends? Yeah. Sounds like the brewer.
It sounds like me, but we do true to style, and yeah, that's not me, sorry. Not that, okay, yeah, I'm gonna stop talking.
Gotta stay innovative, really. Fresh grind ale. And I mean, we got the Freak, it's a lambic, and a framboise. Freak. So really, you gotta just think outside the box, because that's what sells.
So basically, it's probably not that important to stay true to trend. You brew what you want to brew as a brewery, and you hope that it succeeds. All right, now we're gonna get more into a little bit of the female segment. What's your favorite part about being a female in craft beer, and worst part? Oh, finally.
The best part is being a female in craft beer. And you know what follows. The worst part is being a female in craft beer. No, I'm just kidding.
Anybody else want to add to that? No? Okay.
I feel like the best part of being a female in craft beer is educating others that females are smart and we're not fucking idiots. We have taste buds, just like guys have taste buds. We have brains. Yeah. We can educate, you can educate. The best part's just we're smarter, I guess.
I like this one because this is something I face probably literally every day being a front of house manager in a brew pub. Can you describe a specific situation in which you faced and overcame sexism in the brewing industry? I bet probably each of us has a story.
Okay, and honestly, I'm sharing this because it's not what you think you're going to hear. So this story actually, and I'm going to make a full circle. It starts off with another female, actually, that I received this from. And I was telling April about the story earlier, how, you know, most people are like, oh, what's it like being a female in the craft beer industry? I'm like, well, I only know what it's like being a female. I don't know what it's like being a male. But I have gotten some not so great moments, some experiences from other women, and see, this is where my ADD brain starts going into different branches. But the bad experience was this bar manager. I walked in, because I used to deliver kegs. That's how I got started at Peticolas. I used to drive a box truck and deliver kegs all over DFW. That shit was hard, but it was fun. Anyway, so I show up at this bar, and she just gave me this look, this like up and down, like, what is this girl doing? And essentially had me rearrange her entire walk-in cooler and double stack some kegs. And I'm like, come on, man. I'm just trying to like we're on the same team here. And so going back to some of the challenges, I think it's just, damn, appreciate that we're here for this amazing product that we all make, this beer. And so being around each other and educating each other and promoting each other, that's what it's all about. And so, yeah, some of the challenges, yeah, dudes can be dicks, whatever, so can girls, but we'll get over it. But where I said I was going to make a full circle and kind of self-promote, do you guys know about Pink Boot Society? Yeah, so we have a chapter here in North Texas, and if you guys make any kind of living from beer, then you should join. And the funds all go towards educating women in beer, which is what we want to do. We want to be able to show up at an event and say, yeah, I know about malt, I know about hops, I know what the hell you're doing in that tank. And yeah, so join. Guys, it's like $35. Jennifer, I've been telling you for a really long time that you need to join because you do beer, right? Yes, you can join as a student. Oh shit, sorry. Spilling beer. Yeah, if you're taking a class about malting, you can join the group. And that money goes towards funding scholarships for women to go get educated across the country. They just finished a trip in Europe. They were there for like a month going to all sorts of breweries. So it's for a great cause. Let's just pump each other up and share your knowledge. Yeah, everyone's gonna have shitty experiences, but we'll come through. It happens. Anyway, cheers, I'm done.
Thank you. I actually wanted to touch on this one because I had a specific story of something that happened to me here. It was a little over a year ago. I was talking to a table and a gentleman asked if the bearded fellow behind me could explain a little bit more about beer. He had some questions that he, I guess, didn't feel that I could answer. I proceeded to answer all of his questions, and that was wonderful. But it's kind of a positive story because we're in a good learning environment now, where the temperature of the world's a little weird with women, but I think everybody wants to help. And at the end of the dining experience, the gentleman came over and apologized to me because he said he wanted to be on the right side of history, and he really, really felt like he had fucked up a little bit. And he recognized it completely, and it was a really, really humbling, very, very cool experience that a man who proceeded to be a little sexist and assume that I had no idea what I was talking about because I was a woman and there was a guy with a beard behind me who surely, a bearded fellow, is going to know more about beer than I was.
Or a bearded lady.
Or a bearded lady. There you go. That's an awesome tattoo. But yeah, it was a cool experience. They're not all negative. I feel like a lot of my sexism has been great because I get to say at the end of it, hey, guess what? I know what I'm talking about. And they suddenly realized, like, oh my gosh, I just did something pretty shitty, but immediately owned up to it. They didn't continue to be assholes. They just immediately became the people that we know that all people can be, which is positive and uplifting and on the right side of history. Herstory. Brittany liked it when I said herstory in an email. All right, did anybody else have an experience they wanted to share about sexism in the workplace that they've experienced and they... Exactly. You got something?
So, super funny story. So my loving boyfriend comes out to a lot of beer events with me, and he is the bearded man behind me that a lot of guys were asking questions to him most times, just kind of overlooking the fact that I'm the female that actually works for the brewery. He volunteers, and these guys would come up and ask questions and stuff. It's really funny when he shaved his beard that quickly changed. And then I was respected a lot more. I just thought that was a funny thing to put in that, yeah, it might not be necessarily sexism towards females, but just beers and beards? I don't know.
All right. Thank you. Here's the next question, which I guess sort of goes into the same thing. So if you have any other information, it would be, how do you regularly get mansplained about beer? I was actually recently mansplained what mansplaining is. So that's a unique situation that I think only women can. There you go.
I also just popped up because I thought of something that happens a lot, when we're at beer, so this is, I'll answer 2 questions in one, but when I poured at dozens and dozens, maybe 100 beer festivals, and a lot of times guys will come up with 2 cups and they'll say, can you give me something that my girlfriend will like? And I'll be like, she'll probably like this dank IPA, because more often I find when people come up to my booth, the women are the ones that want the IPA, and the guys will say, I want something light, I want a lager. I mean, this is Texas, so I guess I'm just getting used to that since I'm from California too. But actually, I got mansplained the other day. So for those of you that don't know what mansplaining is, it's when a man tries to explain something to you that, of course, you fucking know. Sorry. So I actually had that happen from, I've had it happen a couple times with this other beer rep from a brewery that I absolutely love and respect. And he'll just say things to me like, just try and explain distribution to me, and I'm like, well, I manage 3 states, and so I have like 10 distributors, and I have to manage their orders, so I do know how a truck goes from one state to the other. But it's just really weird that because everyone in this industry, and I got into it, I think there's a lot more females than there used to be, and everyone has actually been really awesome, even when I don't meet a lot of other female reps, but there's just this one person that's just been mansplaining to me lately. So I've been in this industry for 5 years. That's happened to me now twice. So it's rare, but yeah, I guess it still happens. Yeah. Anyway, and women love hoppy beer.
Yeah, that's great when a man tries to explain to you what an IPA is. It's like, pretty sure I understand it. I'm sorry? Yeah, it's an iced pale ale. Yeah. It's a pale ale served over on the rocks. Up. Okay, so this is another Lakewood specific question, ladies. How does Lakewood have national chain accounts, if not sold outside of Texas?
No. So part of it is just my title. National accounts, chain accounts is summed together. So a national account is anything that's obviously distributed or sold out, nationally. Chains like Kroger, 7-Eleven, Walgreens, CVS, Total Wine, Chili's, TGI Fridays, places like that are your national and chain accounts. As craft beer and local, especially in Texas, has grown and grown, breweries need a position like mine that specifically calls on those chains and keeps share of mind, because not only are they, getting presented with Lakewood, but they're going to be getting presented with Austin Eastciders and 903. And I know Odell is in there because I run into their people in the market. And, same thing with AleSmith. So it's you have such a limited amount of space that you need somebody in there to represent and take care of your brand. And it also helps grow it. If we want to grow to different markets, not necessarily outside of Texas, but say Houston, it helps give you, a little bit more reputability in those markets to say that, my beer's already carried in Kroger or H-E-B. So, and I'm the shit. So I'm just kidding.
Thank you so much. All right, Brittany, this one's for you specifically. What drew you to start your certification? I'm just reading the questions, man. What drew you to get your certification, Brittany?
This looks like the handwriting from my boss.
So I think this is in reference to just being a certified beer server, because that's my only certification other than badassery. feminism and all of the cool, badass stuff that I do. I don't know. No, I was just, it's so important to learn more, and even in like a formal environment, learn more. So, Cicerone certification, certified server, those are all important steps to take to just kind of add some credibility to your name and your understanding of beer in the industry. So that's something that I just wanted to do, to pursue, and I think it's important. So yeah, while I have the mic, I want to share something kind of super tragic, like a really difficult story about mansplaining. So we once had somebody try to explain gravity in the form of ejaculate. Yes. What do? You literally just try to get them far away from you. So yeah, I mean, you run into crazy shit like this sometimes. That's a difficult story for me to share too, because I'm not equipped to handle that situation. You have a consumer who's intoxicated. What do? You just try to get them away from you. Is the best I could think in that moment, but that happens. That literally happens. People lose their inhibitions and think that it's okay to talk like that to you, and it's not. So just for the record, if you're ever going up to a female beer rep and trying to describe gravity in the form of ejaculate, just stop. Reevaluate your life. In the words of Greta, reevaluate your life. So
I'm literally dumbfounded. I'm speechless as to what some people think they can get away with talking about to other humans. So should we just say right here and now, let's just don't make other people feel fucking uncomfortable. Just don't do it. If you think that it might make somebody feel uncomfortable, just don't. If you have to ask, it's probably going to make somebody uncomfortable. Don't do it. God, that was a really good. I can't. Yeah, I'm speechless. Thank you for sharing. All right, we're approaching the last few questions that I have here. So if you have any more, wrap them up, write them down. We'll get to it. After this, we can go to straight raise your hand and talk about whatever you want to talk about. You know, it doesn't have to be about beer. It doesn't have to be about women. We can just talk. We can just, so this one is a really, really good broad one. Do you have any advice for how to get into this industry? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, this is going to be a good one.
Hello again. So, we talked about, and I know several of us have done it. We were volunteers prior to, and then we kind of they fell in love with us. We fell in love with them. They hired us. It's great. I'm going to tell you, it is not necessarily that simple anymore, just because there are a lot of people that want to be in this industry. It's an amazing industry. It's an amazing community. The fact that you guys are here tells me that this is something you're drawn to as well. So, I love seeing that. My advice to you, get to know beer. Get to know what you like. And really spend some time learning those things. Spend time educating yourself. That's one of my favorite things about the brewery that I work at, is they are very good at making sure we understand what's happening. I also encourage you to, if you like a brewery, get to know those guys. Go hang out at the tap room, ask questions, hey guys, do y'all have volunteers? Because I know Peticolas does have volunteers still. We work with there's a brewing program in Eastfield, and they come in and brew with us sometimes as part of that program. So there's programs you can get involved in, guys. You can go learn how to brew in a community college. It's a cool program. Are you involved in that? Fantastic. Oh, that's awesome. So we love having you guys come to the brewery. It's a really cool experience. It also it's cool for our brewers too, because, I don't know if you know this, and I think Georgie kind of touched on this. Brewers are not really that social. they'll listen to heavy metal, and because heavy metal is good for yeast. I don't know if y'all know that. I think that's a thing. You got good death metal. The yeast is like, yes. But I encourage you, if you like a beer, if you like a brewery, get to know those guys. Get involved in programs like what they have at Eastfield. Get online, learn how to do this, like learn about the certified Cicerone, learn about the certified beer server. That's stuff you can do online, guys. Like there's a lot of education out there. Seek it out. I think that when you come in with that knowledge and you say, hey, I already know this kind of stuff, I would really love to come share my knowledge with your brewery. That's awesome. They're going to love that. Look for jobs. There's always jobs out there if that's something that you're interested in. It's just such an amazing community, and I just encourage you to if you don't get it the first job you go for, don't give up. You're going to find your home.
And this kind of ties back into, I guess, like chain and national accounts. Apply at places like Portastic and Maximum Beverage, because we hire these companies to go help us demo within stores like Total Wine, Specs, Kroger, Albertsons, because we can't be everywhere. And we're a lot more likely to look at a resume coming in for a brand ambassador or for an entry-level sales rep if you have that kind of experience, because it means that you've got just at least a little baseline knowledge of how the off-premise works and how a demo works. And then you can also get kind of hired out to a lot of beer festivals hire these companies to help them pour, and you might be paired up with your favorite brewery and be able to get your foot in the door that way. It's a good side hustle doing those kind of demos.
I know everyone's like, oh, we got an idea for you to do something over the weekend. No, I was gonna say, it was so lovely that you brought up the pink boots. I have a girlfriend who works for 21st Amendment in San Francisco, and Pink Boots paid for her to go down to UCSD, where they have a fantastic program in like actual beer business and brewing, and she got to take like a week or two of coursework, and they paid for everything for her. So that really does happen. So someone's got to get that, right? So you might as well join Pink Boots, and you can be a bartender or anything. And how to get in, I think you should get a job at a tap room, because they can be some of the best paid people in the business. You can make some pretty good money if you work at a busy tap room. So that's all.
Aubrie? Okay. Sorry. Yes, to go off of what they were saying too, brand ambassador work is something too. If you go to the local breweries that sometimes they don't outsource tastings and stuff, so if you're looking for brand ambassador work, it's definitely a good gateway. And just to shamelessly plug Noble Ray, we are currently looking for a Fort Worth sales rep, so if you are interested, please make yourself known to me, and I will give you my card, because we need people. Thank you.
And you don't have to live in Fort Worth.
No, you don't have to live in Fort Worth. You just have to be willing to travel a lot.
It's so far away. We distribute 50 miles outside of Peticolas, so it's far. Okay, so for volunteering on the production side, if you guys are interested, have a realistic expectation of what they're going to ask of you, which is to clean. And that is it. That is it. Maybe help bottle. But you're going to get the job that the brewers do not want to do, which is clean, but it needs to happen. And so from seeing volunteers come through our brewery that are amazing, and then some that I'm like, are you sure you want to be here? Because, dude, cleaning a fermenter has to happen, and you look like you hate it. And I had a friend of mine that was like, hey, dude, oh my God, I'm going to come volunteer. So what beer are we going to get to brew? I was like, buddy, I'm an assistant brewer. I don't get to brew all the time. I'm sorry. You're not going to get to brew. You're going to have to clean a few pumps, clean a few tanks, clean a few kegs. And he was like, shit, really? That's it? And so, yeah, if you want to come into production, just understand that sanitation and cleanliness is above all else. And so if you can appreciate having a beautiful, shiny, bright tank, then you know it's for you. Okay, that's it.
And really, a clean brewery is a happy brewery, right?
But back to Maura, what was Maura saying is that Pink Boots is a great outreach for all of us ladies. I got a great scholarship going to OSU and learning some great sensory for beer, and honestly, like, that really promotes getting the ladies involved, and the more ladies we have to keep that brewery clean, lady, the best, you know. And we've got great, not to be bad on our males, we got great guys behind us rooting for us because we're a team, and that's what it's about, is making great beer together as a team with lots of ladies paying attention to those clean details. Yes.
And on that note, I will say here at BrainDead, considering that we're a brew pub, we have several employees who have started as servers and then volunteer in the brewery and then gradually become, a very, very important part of the brew team. So if maybe you just want to be involved in the service industry and are like brew curious, then you can. Thanks, guys. I'll be here all night. Then you can apply to be a server here and potentially volunteer your way into the brew house. I know that we had full-time brewers. Spencer's sitting right over there. He was he's a man. But it typically starts as serving and bartending and just expressing interest in being involved, and that's how you become involved. Speak up, say something. I know that I never would have become a manager had I not just fucking said, hey, I want to be a manager. You have to say something. That was really great. Does anybody else have anything to talk about? No? All right. I like this question. I have this one, and then I personally have one more. Are there any other questions that sort of being passed forward? Okay. All right. Here's the second to last question then. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I think we should just all answer that.
With lots more ladies in the brewing industry.
Woo! Not gonna do that. That's expensive.
It doesn't reach.
Here we go, Abe.
Maybe he doesn't want to talk to you over there. We're doing a balancing act over here. In 5 years, I'm not sure, but I know I definitely still want to be with my company, even though, like I said, I never thought I'd be with a cidery, but it's a badass cidery, so here I am. I will say, in the next year, we're opening a tasting room here in Dallas. So you guys will be able to come to our tasting room and try ciders. The most exciting thing for me is that I'll be actually managing it and hopefully be in charge of making the cider. So I get to take my brewing experience and turn it into cidery fermentation. So I get to do a lot of fun stuff, barrel-aged stuff. I will say that if you come on Saturday here at the festival, we have a Cabernet barrel cider that's going to be here, and we also have a Woodford Reserve barrel that's going to be here. I don't know, in 5 years I'll be still drinking beer and, I don't know, having fun.
Thank you, April. I think it's your boot.
You said boobs.
Would never bring any sort of attention to a female body.
All right, I'm gonna say the most cliche thing possible. I just want to be fucking happy. Like, whatever it is that I'm doing in the brewing industry, I've taken a liking to sensory. That's actually where I broke my ankle, was in Colorado. I was shadowing the sensory scientists in New Belgium so that we can develop a program at our brewery. And yeah, I want to do sensory and blending barrels because the magic that happens in there and in here, you guys, it's fucking phenomenal. And you pair it with cheese and it blows your mind. So, and I'm lactose intolerant, so this is quite a dilemma that I have to deal with. But yeah, so that's that for right now. But at the same time, it's like this industry, it changes constantly. I want to say I want to be a sensory scientist and blend barrels. But if you would have told me that I would have been in the beer industry, I don't know, like 3 years ago, I'd be like, what, beer? No way. and now I'm here. So who knows? Just keep your mind open. That's it.
Hi. So in 5 years, what I want for myself, I want to continue being an ambassador for craft beer to all people. I want to preach the message that craft beer is an inclusive community, that we believe in incorporating everyone. And I want to open up craft beer to all kinds of demographics. I want people to feel as comfortable as possible in DFW being a part of our community. So in 5 years, I want to continue doing what I'm currently doing. I just want to go forward and go bigger and go harder. Hopefully in 5 years, I get my Cicerone certification. I've been saying that for 2 years now, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I want to build Pink Boots North Texas. I want more and more members to join us. We just started in January. Come be a part of our tribe. We are badass. We care about beer education. Let's continue all of that magic. I think that's it. I want to be a better home brewer in 5 years.
Wow. So 5 years from now. So I love this community so much. Like I've cannot believe how much it's grown. I can't believe how much we've all kind of embraced each other. A lot of people are like, yeah, you got competitive breweries. We're not really. We're competitive, yes, sure. I mean that's a fact, but it's not. I'm not trying to hurt anybody else to further myself. I'm building them up as well, and I hope and I know they build me up as well. 5 years from now, man, I want to see Lakewood continue to grow. Like I plan on being at Lakewood. Like I'm going to tell you right now, my retirement plan involves Lakewood Brewing Company. This is a family. We're a family owned and operated, and I feel like I'm just as much of a member of that family as if I was, blood or married into it. Like seriously, this is my people. So in 5 years, I'd love to see us expand again. We've already expanded twice now. I'd like to see us expand further. I'd like to see our sour program really kick some ass once that gets rolling. I'd like to see our Barrel Works program also be something that is talked about across all of the land. But I also want to make sure that in 5 years from now, people are still going, man, that Temptress, damn, that's a good beer. Man, that lager, that is my favorite beer. I keep a 6-pack in my fridge all day, air day. That's what I want to see. I want to see us become a household name. I want to see other breweries become household breweries, not, well, I keep Bud Miller Coors in my fridge, but when I'm out, I drink, I drink Lakewood, or I drink Noble Ray, or I drink, Odell. I want to see people truly embrace it and make that. The soccer moms are picking up those beers. The stay-at-home dads are picking up those beers. Like this is the beer that they go to, and that's what I want to see us all grow to. That's what I hope for in 5 years.
In 5 years, I hope to be part of the team that's taking Lakewood into a bigger regional brand and helping the brand grow. I hope I'm part of that. I hope that I get to, build a team underneath me. And, I think that the goal is to help leave it a little bit better than you left it, anything that you do. So I hope that I continue to hopefully make a positive impact on Lakewood. And I hope that I just continued that, that this industry continues to grow and support women the way that it has. And, it's a long time ago, it was just, there weren't very many women in this industry, and that time wasn't that long ago. Like 8-9 years ago, there just weren't that many women. So to see this many women sitting here now, that's my goal, is that every year, I hope in 5 years that it's a lottery. No, you know what, there's just too many of you. We don't have room. So we're gonna put all your names in a hat. We're gonna draw 5 or 6 of them out, and that's how we're gonna run this event every year. So, I've got a daughter. I hope that there's continues to be badass ladies like you that pave the way for her to do whatever she wants to do. So.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? There we go.
Well, hello, everybody. So fun fact about Odell Brewing Company, it is actually employee owned. in 5 years, I will be fully vested in the company. So we are only a regional brewery. We really liked small, controlled growth, making sure that when we open a market correctly. Like, we don't want to have any kind of issues of somebody coming into the market, not liking our beer, and us having to pull out. We really want to make sure that we have quality liquid everywhere that we put it. And there's so much growth with Odell Brewing. And I am born and raised from Texas, but you never know. We could end up anywhere. Thanks, guys.
All right, cool. I'll do that in a second. Okay, there we go. Well, I thought we had more.
In 5 years, I would like to be sitting in less traffic. That's just like an idealist way of life that I would love to live. But I already left LA, so I'm getting there. That's good. But yeah, just spending less time in the car. That's in a role that allows that. That would be cool. That's all I got. I know. I spend a lot of time in planes too, but it's cool because you can sleep through those.
Left.
All right, Mallory's getting us some beers because she's really nice. So if nobody else, anything else, just kidding. Katie, come up here. Come on, do it.
More ladies, come on, because that's what we need.
Yeah. Yes. Take a picture. No, I'm just kidding. Don't.
It'll last.
I'm not very photogenic. Please don't. Okay. Before we call it quits, questions from the audience. This lovely lady hiding in the back by the barrels. This is Jeff. No, I don't know what I'm doing up here.
All right, so hello everybody. I'm a beer buyer. I am the latest April. So after she left, I gained her position, but this has nothing to do with Whole Foods. It was more of I went to Sierra Nevada to brew a beer, and I was the only woman out of 12 people who got to brew this beer. You know what? It was awesome. It was great to know that we get it, man. It was a good beer, but it was wild to show up, and it was great. It was a great group of guys, and we showed up, we made this incredible beer, but while there at Sierra Nevada, when it was very strange to be the only woman out of 12 individuals who got to brew a beer there were women brewers there. There were other people in the beer business that were women, and it made a lot of difference. It made me realize, we're not alone, but the beer was great. And I just want to tell you.
And on that point, it's the guys who are bringing us who are helping bringing us, because we're a team together, bringing us to the front, because we are a team.
Sometimes. We're better. Any other questions from the audience? Please, because I'm going to start talking in different accents, and y'all don't want to hear that. I'm not that drunk. Anything else? Anybody? Bueller? No, I believe you, Mallory. I'm just trying to fulfill your... I'm not doing a very good job.
I was just trying to service you. All right. So, what they're doing right now, I created something weird to do at a brew pub. I made a bunch of cocktails out of beer because you don't have to have liquor to have fun. Anyway, my question was, I just want to know how many women work at your each individual brewery. I'm prepared to answer mine. We have 15 women out of about a staff of, front of the house is pretty evenly distributed. We have about 31 members of the front of the house staff, or 32 maybe, and we have 15 women. So that's a pretty even line. My 5-year plan is let's just see us do more. How many women work at Peticolas?
Full time?
At all.
Oh, at all? I don't know at all because there are quite a few like.
Then let's go full time.
This is embarrassing. But actually great if you're recording, boss. There are only 2. Myself. Oh, hold on. Time out. Myself, a brewer, and the taproom manager, Shelly, who's amazing. I love her. So, got too close. Yeah.
How many?
Did you see how fast I walked?
That was really impressive.
You guys, I'm getting better. Yeah, 2 of us at Peticolas Brewing Company, and
How many total would you think?
oh shoot, I'm a bad employee. Maybe like 8.
No, but I mean, just like how many of the people that you're thinking about, women out of 10 dudes?
I don't even know, dude. Like full-time employees, there are 16 of us. 2 of them are women. Tap room, 2 out of 16. Tap room, I know there's like at least another 4 or 5, but I don't know what the tap.
How many female brewers do you have?
Just me. Just me. Also, first female hired there. Thank you. But currently not brewing because of this stupid thing. But anyway, yeah, I'm doing other fun things. Okay, bye.
All right, Brittany, how many women work at 903?
So we have 5 full-time employees, and 2 of us are women.
Woo!
That's me and my boss, Natalie Roberts, who's a badass.
Very cool. Lakewood.
So I can't really count taproom because taproom kind of, they cycle around. We do have quite a few women that work in the taproom, but our sales team is 3/5 women. It's a pretty good ratio. And then the brewery itself, our owner, or one of our owners is actually female. We have a lady that's a cellarman / packaging. She's one of the managers of she's not a manager, she's just below that. She's also on there. So we're 8 total ladies, and I think there's only 30 employees total. 28 employees, so 8 out of 28.
So at Odell, on the sales side of things, throughout most of the U.S., there are only 5 women on the sales team. 2 of those reside here in Texas. On the production side of things, we only have 4. And I'm not counting the tap room, but our tap room manager for our brewery in Fort Collins and our brand new facility that we're opening in Denver in the Rhino District. She is amazing. But out of about 135 employees, there are about 10 of us.
So as far as Lowery is concerned, I would say most of our tap room and brand ambassadors are female, but as far as full-time salary employees, the majority of the power positions are female. I'm head of sales, our tap room manager is a female, our office manager is a female, our head of marketing is a female. Brewing is the only side of us that doesn't have a female yet. Hopefully that's something that's changed soon.
Again, taking more applications.
Again, yes.
Okay. Is that everybody? Did anyone have any last minute raise your hand kind of questions? None at all. You already did them. Oh, that's awkward.
I got a final answer now.
Is that a what?
I got an answer for the question.
Yeah.
I had to actually call and find out how many women we have because I don't know. I know that we definitely have 56 employees and we're distributed in a lot of states other than Texas. But working actually in the cidery, making the cider, we have one, Brittany, who is our fermentation specialist. She's actually one of the head ladies in charge of making all of our cider. But company-wide, we have 10. So pretty good average, I think.
So 5-year plan, you went 25 or 30.
Yeah, I would say so. I will say that I was the first lesbian hired. And I only know that because when I asked for benefits for my partner, they were like, what do you mean? Can't you just like do that? And I was like, no, you have to do that. I do not have any other gay people that work for us. And they were like, no, we don't. You're the first. I was like, oh, okay. So you guys should look into that. And they did. And now they can cover my wife. So that's cool. Yeah.
So I messed up, guys. I was only counting sales and production of the females that work for Odell. There's actually about 50 of us that work throughout the entire brewery. We like ladies. Sorry, guys. Tunnel vision.
Okay, guys, I think that about wraps up Women of Craft Beer Week. If anyone has any last-minute questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I think this about does it. Thank you guys so much for coming down here. Like, this was really, really, really cool. It's my favorite event every year. And like I said, only 5 or 6 came last year, only 3 or 4 the year before that. And now we are pretty much doubling, tripling every year. So let's do like 20 to 25 women next year and just see what happens. All right, guys, thank you so much. Please come to Festical. If you don't know what Festical is, we got a barrel-aged beer and taco festival happening on Saturday. You can buy tickets online. We'll probably even sell you tickets in person if you ask. Ape's buying a ticket. All the cool kids are gonna buy tickets. They're really not that bad. It's really, really badass. You get access to a lot of really super cool beers. For $20 after you get in, you get a unlimited taco pass. I mean, so pretty much at the end of the day, what, like $50 gets you
Wasted.
$50 gets you wasted and fed with all you can eat tacos. Pretty much the best Saturday you could ever ask for, in my opinion, but what do I know? I'm just a woman. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming out. We appreciate you. We love you. And we'll see you on Saturday at Festival. Thank you.